immediately get an alert that says we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
How come you're not stressing having an ID to vote? How about having an ID to vote? What's wrong with that? You have to have an ID to buy a beer. How come you don't have an ID to vote?
There are ways that you confirm the identity of a person without threatening them.
Threatening them with an ID? What are you, nuts? Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. I'm going to play for you later on the clips that Maria had an interview with Dingell, Debbie Dingell, congresswoman from Michigan. Really should be called Debbie Dingbat. Unbelievable, this woman. What a BS artist. Just as bad as Larry Kudlow. Unbelievable. Okay, but let's talk about the market. Market's up over up 700 points. Now remember, when we left on Friday, the market was down almost 500 points. What happened? Why the big turnaround? Oh, because over the weekend, they rigged the Treasury note to back off just a little bit. And they went nuts this morning. Oh, good, the 10-year Treasury yield's coming down. Everybody got so excited this morning with the 10-year Treasury coming down. Now, remember, the 10-year Treasury, when they go up, that shows inflation, but also shows something else. It shows that not only inflation, but when those 10-year Treasury yields go up, that destroys the stock market, And if you go back and you take a look at August of last August, where the 10-year Treasury yields were, and it was 50 basis points. That's it, 50 basis points. And this morning, the 10-year Treasury was up 143 basis points. That's insane. So Friday it was at 1.46 or 146 basis points. They dropped to 143 basis points, 3 points, and they went nuts this morning. And so everybody said, oh, that's it. This is it. Interest rates are coming down again. Everybody get in there and buy. Matter of fact, one of our stocks, which we've been in for a long time, matter of fact, Groupon, we bought that stock back in November of 2020. Matter of fact, it's one of the stocks I use all the time to show how to use the color-coded chart. The stock went up on Friday alone about, I think it was around 30%. But between Friday and today, it's up something like 71%. But it turned green, which told us the stock was going to keep rallying. But 71%. Now, let's think about that for a moment. 71%. That's incredible because interest rates came down. What are you, nuts? So I told my members not to buy it today, but to sell in it. Now, a great many people are going to get hurt because they're going to buy it today. When it goes straight up, when a stock goes straight up, you never buy it because most of it's short covering. And that means most of the time it'll come back at least half. You give up half of it, of those gains, or almost all of the gains. It's just incredible. People just from Friday to today, they've gone insane. They've gone insane. And here's what we're having now. Remember I told you, this is how it works with crashes. First of all, before you have a crash, remember, each crash, we go back, look all the way back to 1987, look at the dot-com crash, the housing crash, they always peak. They have these big peaks. And right before they peak, they have these tremendous rallies. And it's almost like, remember I told you, it's like when someone's ready to die in the hospital, and you go in and you say, oh my God, he looks terrible. And you go visit him and go, oh my God, he looks good tonight. Boy, look, the energy's up talking. Look. And then the next night you come back, he's dead. It has that last spurt. That person has the body has that last energy. It's the same thing in the market, it has that last bit of energy. And that energy, though, in the stock market, is manipulated in some cases because the big institutions, especially the big commercial banks like Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they want to get their customers out of the market. So they help rig the market to go and have this last big rally so they can get their customers out, which many of them, of course, are pensions, the police, fire, whatever, all the different unions to get them out. So they always keep pushing. That's why you always see, before a crash, this big move to the upside. Also, you won't see a crash happen until the NASDAQ has a contraction of at least at least twice, of 10%. Remember, I've been telling you that. You got to wait. And if we don't get that contraction in the NASDAQ, that 10%, you won't see the crash. So until then, we'll keep taking advantage of the stocks that are being manipulated to the upside day after day, like what happened today. Big rally. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing. See, that's the problem. Most people don't. Most people don't know to get out. When they get a big day like today, like what I told my members today, when they had that big rally, we had in Groupon, which had been in a long time, I said, take your profits. Most people won't do that. In fact, most people are going to jump in at the very top, then lose money. It's ridiculous. But I got to tell you, when I keep hearing all this nonsense, listen to this nonsense.
Corporate balance sheets are the best they've been in 50 years. Household debt equities are at the lowest in 40 years.
That is a bold-faced lie. Corporate balance sheets are the worst. As a matter of fact, what they're doing, the Federal Reserve is printing every month $120 billion. They give the money to the 5 major commercial banks, and they go into the companies, like take the S&P or the small mid-cap companies. They go in, the ones that are in trouble, and they buy all their bad assets to keep them afloat, and they get to keep them, giving them new cash. There is the balance sheets, the corporate balance sheets are in such trouble. These corporations, their balance sheet, at least 33% of the S&P 500 companies aren't making any money. They're not making any money. The only way they're staying alive, it's called, again, printing the money. It's called monetization debt. The Federal Reserve prints money, goes to the CEO, says, I'll buy $10 million or $20 million of all your bad assets, put them on my balance sheet, the Federal Reserve, and now you got $10 million cash, go out and stay alive. This is what they're doing. They understand how the balance sheets are so strong. No, they're not. And household balance sheets, the individuals. Larry, I'll never forget when Jamie Dimon was on 60 Minutes. What a lie. He was on 60 Minutes, and he came out and he said, I can't remember her name, Leslie Stahl, I think, and said, consumer balance sheets are strong. What are you, nuts? Strong? What a pack of liars. Let me assure you, consumer balance sheets are not strong. Easy access to credit cards, easy access to money, easy access to money to buy a car, a college loan, buy a boat, motorcycle, take a vacation. Easy access to money makes people look wealthier than they are. And that's why they do that. And for them to say the balance sheets of consumers are strong? What, are they not looking at the debt side? I guess not. They don't look at the debt side. The total household debt is $15 trillion. That's historic. We never had it that high. Just like $9 trillion is corporate debt. We never had it that high. That's historic. However, when you look at the total of the personal loans, car loans, student loans, mortgage, all that garbage, they are so over-leveraged. More when I come back. What a pack of liars. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of the people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. PhilsGang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, PhilsGang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgate.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
I look at all of the economic data that over the last couple of weeks, so incredibly impressive. I mean, industrial production is going to rise 9%. Retail sales, the control group, is up almost 12%, and that goes right into GDP. Housing permits are at a 15-year high. Last week, durable goods, I think I mentioned that I fell off my chair when I saw the aircraft orders up 63% year over year.
Oh, my God. I wish she fell off her chair and didn't get up again. Unbelievable, these people. It's just unbelievable what they talk about, what they say. Look. The stock market, as you head towards the top or the peak of the bubble. Now, this is the longest bubble ever. A 13-year bubble, because we never had, in the other bubbles, quantitative easing. We never had a pandemic, which was fantastic, because nobody wants this pandemic to stop. That's why the Democrats are staying in there and making sure the teachers don't go back to work, because they want to keep making more money. Pelosi, her and her husband are very, very wealthy from the stock market. All these big interest groups, they want this market to keep going up. They want to keep this pandemic deal rolling. You know, it's just unbelievable. But if we pull the pandemic out, you still have these rallies before the market crash, and that's fine because you continue to make money. So as the market continues to rally, as it starts getting to that peak, and this peak is going to look just like all the other peaks right before the crash, and then you get all the big institutions, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citigroup, they use these big pushes to pull their customers out, to get their customers out, their big pension funds out. And you can take advantage of that. The only thing you need to know is when to get out. There's nothing wrong in buying into these rallies. I mean, just give you an example. Groupon. We bought Groupon when it turned green. That told us the money was coming into Groupon. Okay? And that was back in November 18th, 19th. That was in 2020. And when it stayed green, and then we had a signal to get out when it was up about 60%. 60%. The signal told us to get out. Then she turned red, so we shorted it a little bit. And then during that short, we picked up about 41%. And then, 11% rather, and then she stayed red. She stayed red all the way from January 15th, 2021, okay, all the way up to February 12th. So it turned green, and we got back in what we call a scout. When it turned green around February 16th. And then we got the rally last Friday all the way through today. So that rally went up about 60% in 2 days. Now, you don't get those all the time. That's like a gift from the stock gods. anybody who's in the stock market, really in it, like every day and really working hard at the market, you get those gifts once in a while. And when you get that gift, the first thing you do is you don't buy it, you sell into it. Because first of all, when they go straight up like that, they can't sustain themselves. These rallies, they don't sustain themselves. You've got to have new money coming in. It's got to build a base. It's got to, these stocks just run like that. More often than not, you lose half of that run. You want it to pull back. Never buy at the peak of these things. Let it pull back. Then when it pulls back, builds a little base. It's like a little W formation, and then you get in these things. But if you're in a stock and you catch that rally, like the stock gods gave it to you, you think the opposite. I'm going to sell into it. Not that I'm going to buy more of it. You sell into it. Now, you don't get out totally, but those kind of gifts, you've got to take those profits. But 9 out of 10 people don't know that. And also, they'll be sitting. A lot of people today bought Groupon at $60. They're going to lose their shirt. They have no idea what they're doing. Then all of a sudden, it's going to start going down. And they're going to panic, get me out, get me out. Then they get out, and then it's going to go back up. And I said, God, every time I get in, it goes down. I get out, it goes back up. Because you're not looking at what the money is doing. You got to look at the money. The money will always tell you the direction, the trend. The stock, 1 day, 2 days is not a trend. The beautiful thing about following the money, you get rid of all the BS. You get rid of all the BS. Now, the other stocks, if you go back and take a look now today at the big guys, the big tech stocks that everybody buys every day, the same stocks. Tesla, we're remaining short in Tesla. We still are short Tesla because the trend is down. You got people in there buying Tesla. When I say buying the dip, they're buying today. Are you nuts? It's totally red. That means the institutions are pulling more money out than pushing money into Tesla. You shouldn't be buying Tesla today. You're out of your mind. So when Tesla dropped from around $800 where we shorted it, down to about, it just hit 600 quickly and it bounced up to 650. Now it's at 712. Okay, this is still a very, very good short. But what you do is you took that it's still red. You take some profits. Now we sit here and we watch and see if this stock, if it breaks the low, if Tesla breaks the low of 600 again, 650, breaks the low of 650, especially 600. If it breaks 650, start shorting it again. If it breaks 600, really start shorting it. So Tesla is still, the benefit of Tesla is to the downside. If she starts turning to go to the upside, we'll know because it'll turn green. And that's the beautiful thing about following the money rather than the BS, okay? And that's all you're hearing is this BS. Now, going back to what's amazing is they're telling us that the consumer balance sheet is strong. All of a sudden, it's strong? We still have 4 million people. We still have over 2 million people. Still, they're in forbearance with their homes. We still have 11 million people out of the 22 million have not gotten their jobs back. And many of the people who got their jobs back, they're not the same jobs. They're being paid less. And a lot of them aren't even going to get their job back because 100,000 small businesses are closed for good. They're not telling you the truth. More when I get back. Take advantage of the rallies, but know when to get out.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Remember to subscribe to my Phil's Gang YouTube channel. to get both my live and archived radio shows. Also, my free Phil's Take on the stock market. Also, sign up and get a free 10-day chart and membership trial. That's right. Get your 10-day trial. It's free. You get my membership for 10 days, and you get the color-coded chart for 10 days. And during that 10 days, every day at 2 o'clock, you're going to be invited to where our director of our teaching, our education, director of education, Steve, he puts a video up of each stock that's in our portfolio. We have my 5 stock portfolios, so you can follow my 5 stocks. You can follow them year-round, which the majority of my members do. They follow those same 5 stocks, because those same 5 stocks are the same 5 stocks that the insurance companies follow every day, the hedge funds follow every day, the big banks, the commercial banks follow each day, the big Wall Street money follows each day. Those are what they call brand stocks. And every day we tell our members when to buy the stock, when to add to the stock, when not to add to the stock, when to take some profits off, when to run like hell, which means to short it. You're never alone. Nobody else we know of does that for $39.95 a month. What are you, nuts? Nobody does that. And we haven't changed our pricing in over 22 years, almost 25 years. What I'm talking about, 25 years. We kept that same price for 25 years. Why? Because we want to make sure when you make money that you also send money to St. Jude Research Hospital. Okay, please. That's why we've never changed our prices. Everybody tells me I'm nuts, and probably I am, but that gives that extra little cushion so that when you do make money as a member, you send some money to St. Jude. Okay? Now, I hope you're listening to me right now on my YouTube channel. And also remember, every Friday, free, go to my YouTube channel, and I do a segment every Friday. This is free. I review the week. What happened with the market? What's going on? And I start identifying the little puzzles, the little evidence that we get, the clues, why we're heading towards a crash. There is no question. There's no question we're heading towards a crash. Believe me. I've been on this earth now, just had a birthday, 75 years, been in this business over 51 years. I've been through all of these crashes. They all peak right before they crash. They compete, just like they're doing now. They peak, they run these markets up, and they're even running them up even further. This is unbelievable what's going on here, because the other crashes, we never had stock buybacks. We never had QE. We never had COVID-19. I mean, this COVID-19 has been a godsend for the stock market. This has been the biggest bubble in history. All they got to do is mention, once again, stimulus. And this market will just take off. Just take off. Now they're going to do another stimulus. Now remember what's going on, what stimulus is. Stimulus is debt. It goes on the balance sheet. This is not free. Now they're talking about this $1.9 trillion. Let's round off, $2 trillion. That has to be paid. That goes on our balance sheet. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn. It goes on our balance sheet. We're going to be at $20 trillion. No one cares. Now they're going to do another one right after that. It'll move the market up again. Even though these markets aren't making any money. Do you know 44% of the S&P 500 companies aren't making any money, but their stocks are all-time high? They're not making money. Nobody cares they're not making money. Nobody cares. So make sure you're in this market. Take advantage of this. Take advantage of the rally going into the crash. You got to be out of your mind not to take advantage of this. This is the stage also where they come out. This is the stage where you start peaking in the confidence. They have to build the confidence. And this is the confidence building. This is the lying that goes on. This is all natural. They do this every time there's a peak.
There is an economic boom being spurred by the promising developments in the fight against COVID-19.
What an idiot. There's an economic boom because we're fighting pandemic? No, he should say there's no economic boom, but the rally's going to keep going up because they're going to keep using stimulus And when they keep using stimulus, everybody buys stocks because they all believe the stimulus is going to make the stocks go up. And when everybody believes that, more people believe it, all catches on, and everybody's running around like crazy to buy a stock. So be in the market. But you can't have a stock market going up when your economy is going down at the same time. For heaven's sakes. But this is part of the development of the crash.
1.6% last week intraday on the 10-year. That's still lower than the 2% pre-pandemic level that we were at. And so I think we can handle higher rates.
Oh, yeah, handle higher rates. Come on, handle higher rates. Are you kidding me? The consumer, they can't handle higher rates. Consumer's balance sheet is not strong. It's only because they have easy access to credit cards, easy access to buying a car. They have easy money to student loans. They have so easy money to go buy a motorcycle, easy money to go on vacation. Are you kidding? They don't care about the $15 trillion debt as long as they can. Look, they don't care about the debt. They don't care about the payments. They just ask, what is the late payment? That's where we're at right now. And the market keeps going up. Americans hold more debt now than they did in 2008. In 2008, we only had debt of $12 trillion. We're at $15 trillion. American consumer balance sheets is a long way from being strong. We're being lied to. Consumers are financing most, if not all, other material items they purchased. It's debt. And remember, stimulus is debt. They use a credit card. The government, the Federal Reserve, it's like a credit card. They give the government a credit card. Consumer debt is increasing 35% in wages. But the market keeps going up. Why aren't you in the market? Because you're scared. You're scared because you're saying, my God, this market's been going up 13 years. New highs almost every day, 13 years. How can that be? It's called financially engineered. You just got to know when to get out. You can go to bed at night. My members, they'll know when to get out. The average American worker makes $30,000, an individual or less. That's $2,500 a month. By the time he pays his utility bills, water bills, phone bills, television bills, interest, that's $300 a month. Car, $200 a month. Health insurance premiums, $450 a month. Car insurance, $50 a month. Food, all that stuff for $500 a month. They have nothing left. They're in a hole. But they do fine. Why? Because they have easy money, access to easy money. They can buy stuff. They can go right down. They're spending, let's say they write all their bills out. It's on a Saturday night or Friday night, write all their bills out, and they're short $2,000. They don't worry about it. Saturday, they'll go down and they'll buy a new car. It doesn't matter because they can buy a new car because they'll give them the money. People don't have $23,500 sitting in cash. They don't even have $23,000 sitting in cash or cash equivalent that they can draw from in case of an emergency. Matter of fact, the Federal Reserve just surveyed and revealed that 40% of Americans don't have $400 in the bank for an emergency. 2 years ago, it's now up 51% from 2 years ago. That's right. 2007, 2009 financial crisis destroyed everybody's retirement portfolio. And the S&P would have crashed. The Dow Jones would have crashed. The Nasdaq would have crashed. They destroyed the portfolios of folks. However, the stock market has grown in 13 years, 475%. But wait a minute. Main Street didn't benefit. The only people that benefit were the top 1 percentile. Or let's take the top 10%. They picked up 85% of the gains. Everybody else has not gained. They're no better off than where they were during the last crash. They think they're better off because they can go buy a car after they pay their bills and they're in a whole $2,800. And the car dealer, they'll finance the car. If you're making $30,000 a year and your bills are $40,000, they'll still finance you. And you go home with a new van with big wheels and big spinners. What are you, nuts?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, the other day when the market dropped, we have more people selling the stock than buying the stock today. By the way, at Phil's Gang, join my gang because we work very hard, okay, working on this rally. We always make sure our members have what we call power stocks. These are stocks that always have relative strength. The other day when the market dropped, remember 500 points when the market dropped almost 600, we kept tracking, and we do this all the time, the stocks that don't drop. Those are called relative strength stocks. Those are called power stocks. And then we focus on those stocks, and those are the stocks that we buy, like Groupon. Groupon does very, very well. Now, let's take another stock that we're going to watch very carefully, two stocks, an ETF, XLF, and KRE, an ETF. The XLF are the big banks. KRE is the regional banks. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, you should not be jumping into this market. Don't buy anything on a dip until KRE, the regional banks, get above $70. It's at $66.58 right now. I'm telling you, this is free. Free, I'm telling you, free. don't buy any stock on a dip or a new high unless XLF breaks above $34. It's now at $33.37. If you do, you got a good chance of losing everything that you made. Okay, everything that you made. All right. The evidence is clear. The consumers aren't doing great. They look like they're doing great because they have access to free money, to capital, to low interest rates. And they're buying everything from cars to mobiles and ski mobiles and anything else. Now, the stimulus. Think about it. Let's go back to when the market crashed in February, March. If the economy was doing so well before the crash, then why the crash in February of 2020 the home buyers needed even more stimulus to carry 30-year fixed mortgages when they're already at less than 1% in real terms? They needed more stimulus? And they're saying the economy's doing good? And remember, before the crash, everybody's saying how great the economy's doing. It's a fantastic economy. I kept saying, no. And I still tell you, this market would have crashed anyways without the pandemic. So in the meantime, take advantage of the financially engineered stock market. They got to push the banks up. If the banks break out to new highs, then we're going to keep going higher. All we are doing is building a bigger peak. And if you go back and look at all the crashes, they all look the same. And this is building the same kind of peak that we had with the dot-com, the housing con. Same thing. And you can make money in these peaks. Because remember, they got to push the stock markets, the big institutions got to push the stock market up so they can get their people out. They can get the pension fund people out. They can get the police pension, the nurse pension, the union, steel workers union out, the cops out, the horse breeder union rate out. All the unions, they got to get out. The teachers union, they got to get out. Ridiculous, isn't it? But that's how it works. All you got to know is when do I get out as the market's going up or an individual stock. And that's where we come in and we'll help you with that. And we'll prove it in 10 days. 10 days, you get it free. And you can, I'm not going to sell you. You're going to sell yourself. I'm going to play for you. This is, I never do politics, but you got to listen to this. This is a politician, Debbie Dingell. And she sounds like a dinglehead. And Maria Bartiromo took her out because she was lying through her teeth. Here, I'll just play them both. And you can hear as we go into our close.
How do the Democrats justify this bill calling it COVID-19 stimulus when only 9% of it is allocated for COVID-related things?
It depends what your definition of COVID-related is. COVID-related to me is where the money is going in this bill.
How come you're not stressing having an ID to vote? How about having an ID to vote? What's wrong with that? You have to have an ID to buy a beer. How come you don't have an ID to vote?
There are ways that you confirm the identity of a person without threatening them.
Threatening them?
I can go down the list. People they've lost their jobs. Unemployment's had to go up. This is a COVID bill.
Yeah, well, let's be clear. You said money for schools. The schools are not open yet, Congresswoman. So there's that. What is this money doing if the teachers are, oh, come on, they need the money to open. And then you said all of these businesses that are affected by COVID. You're saying that the arts and humanities were affected severely by COVID. That's why $300 million is going there. And museums, another $200 million going for museums. And then that rail car in San Francisco that Nancy Pelosi has been funding, putting as much money as she can, every act, every bill. These are things that you're saying are COVID?
The cultural institutions have been hit as hard as any other business.
Can you believe that? This is unbelievable. You know where the money's going for these teachers' union? The union leaders bought a house. I just want to get this right. They bought a house on Lake Tahoe. One union leader bought a $3.5 million house on Lake Tahoe. actually 3 of the union leaders, each one of them bought a house on Lake Tahoe with the money. Okay, they're not going to go to prison or anything else. Lake Tahoe. Another one bought like a $5.2 million horse ranch out in Las Vegas. 2 more leaders, union leaders, bought houses in where was it? Aspen. I mean, you kidding me? This is where the money is going. This is where the money is going. And they're also taking the money. How they steal the money is the union leaders will say, okay, one guy, he said that it was his brother or brother-in-law had a roofing company. So what he does is they do a false bill. They say, okay, we're going to fix the roof, okay, on the school for $1.5 million. Well, they never fix the roof. They just falsify the bill, and they take the $1.5 million the union guy puts in his pocket, and he pays his brother $200,000 for basically washing the money. This is where all the money's going. Now they want more money, or they can't open up the school. This is a scam. And guess what? Nobody wants anything to open because they want the stock market to go up. Until they're done with their stimulus, they're still going to tell you that. Then they got that stupid doctor on, Fauci, whatever his name is, and he's going to have you wearing 3 masks, 4 masks, or 5 masks, or he's going to have you put your head in a plastic bag and walk around. But they want this, they do not want this to stop because everybody's making money, especially in Congress. I told you, Pelosi's husband and herself, I forgot how many shares. They bought 3,000 more shares of Microsoft. They bought 5,000 more shares of Apple. That was right before they all took off. Remember when the market crashed in February? Then they all took off in March, April, and they bought them. I mean, everybody's making too much money. All the insiders are making too much money. So let them keep running this market up, and we'll capture these rallies. What's wrong with that? Because we're not scared to be in the market. We're in the market. The market's going to crash. Well, no one is going to crash. They just don't crash overnight. If you go to my site, my YouTube channel, I did over 8 weeks now. Every Friday, I tell you exactly how we're getting closer to the crash and why. And as I say, you look on a chart. Every crash has the same pattern. It's the same situation.
But when you put this 1.9 trillion on top of
they run these markets up. They have to, because if I'm Goldman Sachs and I represent the teachers union, I got to get them out. I don't get them out as the market's going down. I get them out as the market's going up. I do it at Goldman Sachs. Morgan Stanley does it with they maybe represent the fire, and then maybe Wells Fargo represents the steel workers. They all have their clients, pension funds. They have to get them out, but they always get them out on the upside, and that's why every crash has a peak. But remember this key. This is the key. This is free. The market will not crash until the NASDAQ has at least a minimum of 2 10% corrections. And we haven't had one yet. Not one yet while this peak is building. So you can feel very safe until the NASDAQ has at least 2. There's never been a crash. The .com, the housing, you always had to have at least 2. The .com crash we had before it crashed, I think we had 4 10% corrections. So we got plenty of time. So enjoy the rally on the way up. You just got to know when to get out. And we'll enjoy the market on the way down. Join my gang, free for 10 days. You'll see it works. The color-coded chart works. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.